But they forget these two, the holding costs and the closing costs when they're selling. Those are real numbers and potentially very substantial numbers. Hey everyone, Justin Cooper with Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. You found us on YouTube. If you're liking the value that I'm giving in the video, go ahead and like the video, interact with us in the comments, and of course, jump over to our channel and subscribe. We're putting out great content every single week. So in this video, I want to give a real quick overview of how we analyze deals. And what we're doing here as Pine Financial Group and a hard money lender is we don't just look at it as, will our clients qualify for the deal? Because of course that is important, but we usually take it one step further than a lot of other hard money lenders. And we take a look at the deal and say, should you actually be doing the deal? Even if you can qualify it, should you actually do it? And so what we're looking at there is how much profit is going to be in this deal. So the way I'm going to analyze that and figure out the profit, first thing I'm going to do is start with the end in mind. And of course the end on a fix and flip is your ARV, the after repair value. What are we gonna sell this property for, okay? So we'll start with the end in mind, and from there we're gonna back out all of our costs. So the first set of costs I'm gonna look at is what I consider the acquisition costs, okay? So that would be your purchase price, the repairs, and of course the closing costs when you're buying, all right? So to buy the property, usually this is where the hard money lender comes in. We're looking at, can I get financing for the purchase, for the repairs, maybe even the closing costs? That's what we at Pine Financial do all day, every day, is hopefully cover all of that. But these are still real costs that we need to account for in our profitability. Now from there, we've gotten into the property, and this is where a lot of investors stop. They say, here's my ARV, I'm gonna subtract out my purchase and my repairs, the rest is all profit, right? But it's not. There's real costs associated with buying the property, but then there's also costs of holding the property. Now this is a variable, much like a lot of these other things are, but the biggest one is how long will I hold it, and then what type of financing, if any, am I getting? So if you're getting a hard money loan, if you're getting a conventional loan, if there's private financing, what is that gonna cost you over the number of months that you're holding this? So now we've bought the property, we've held it for a certain amount of time to get the repairs done. We've gotten it under contract, and now we're going to closing. Now it costs money to sell the property, right? So we've got our closing costs when we're selling. And so what do those costs generally entail? We've got our real estate agents, okay? If I have a listing agent, I'll probably wind up paying them close to 3%. The buyer probably has their real estate agent, which I as a seller will also pay close to 3%. So potentially the agents could be as much as 6%. The next thing is concessions. Now concessions could be how much we give back to the buyer. Maybe they beat us up on the home inspection. They say, hey, the doorknobs are all on backwards. I want some money for that. Or, hey, I would like some help with you covering my closing costs. Okay, so concessions is right here. Now that probably does not exceed 3%. Hopefully it's less depending on the market and where the market is right now, but it could be as high as 3%. And then the final one would be the miscellaneous. This would be the title fees, the recording fees, the courier fees, all those other fees that are associated with actually showing up to the title company and selling the property. And those typically run about 1%. So total, this closing cost when you're selling could be as high as 10%. So when we're looking at these deals, we're gonna start with the end in mind, the after repair value. And we're gonna subtract out the acquisition costs, subtract out the holding costs, and then subtract out the closing costs. And then what's left will be our profit. And I can't tell you how many times we're talking to investors, they come to us and say, hey, Justin, I'd love to borrow some hard money. I've got a great deal. I can sell it for this, and I can buy it for this, and fix it for that. Look how rich I'm gonna be. But they forget these two, the holding costs and the closing costs when they're selling. Those are real numbers and potentially very substantial numbers. And they radically change the profitability of the deal. So again, just a real quick formula. If you have any questions, I'd love to dive deeper with you on this. Feel free and give us a call at our office, email me anytime. I'm happy to help. And of course, you can find my contact info on pinefinancialgroup.com.